Welcome back to another fantasy fight prediction video, and thanks for tuning in once again. If you're watching, you might as well subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. Please hit that like button, hit the bell notifications, help me out a little bit. The fight I'll be covering in this video comes by way of request, and this is going out to Jack Roberts. I thank you for yet another great fantasy fight. So the fight that Jack wants me to cover is Joseph Parker versus Peter McNeeley. Now, this is an interesting fight because of the many variables going into it. Now, Peter McNeeley is probably best known for his one-round knockout stoppage against Mike Tyson, and we may be tempted to write him off for that incident, because of that incident. But one thing I liked about Peter McNeeley in that fight is that he wasn't afraid of Tyson. At least he didn't appear to be afraid of Tyson. He was willing to go toe-to-toe with Tyson, and he actually wanted to impose his will on Tyson. It wasn't a brilliant strategy, but it showed that Peter McNeeley had heart. And that's a big factor going into any fight. As far as Joseph Parker, I honestly believe he's the better fighter than Peter McNeeley. Has a jab, better footwork, just a better all-around fighter, more skillful. And so the thing we have to ask ourselves in this fight is, can McNeeley impose his will on Joshua? Can he intimidate Joshua? Can he hit him with something early and hurt him? Can he knock him out? Or can Parker use his superior boxing skills, hit McNeeley with something to get his respect, keep him on the outside of that jab, and box him to a decision? I honestly don't think Parker could knock out McNeeley. I could be wrong. I definitely could be wrong. But who would prevail in this fight? Could McNeeley bully Parker, or could Parker outclass McNeeley? I'm going to have to go with Joseph Parker by decision. Please let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. I'm starting a video series titled Fighters Kryptonite. So at the end of every fantasy fight video, I'm going to be covering different fighters and talking about some of their weaknesses, some things that their opponents were able to exploit, and it's going to be a different fighter every week, of course. And I truly hope this doesn't get me into trouble. This is not meant to bash the fighters, but I do think that it's something fun to talk about. It's something interesting to talk about. So I'm going to kick the series off with Mike Tyson's Kryptonite. What were some of Tyson's weaknesses, disadvantages, and things that his opponents could exploit? And the answer is simple. It was the jab. It was no accident that Buster Douglas was the first one to beat Mike Tyson, because Buster Douglas had that stiff, educated, snapping jab that he controlled Tyson with. He kept him at bay with that jab. He controlled the distance and the pace of the fight with that jab, and that jab was able to set up the uppercut and the 1-2 combination that ultimately finished off Tyson. So, yes, the main thing was the jab when fighting Mike Tyson, and it kept him off balance. Lennox Lewis beat him with the jab, and so that jab gave Tyson a lot of trouble, and that jab gave a lot of great fighters trouble, because that's the best weapon in boxing. At least to me it is. Now, someone had the nerve to say a couple of weeks ago that the jab was overrated. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone. So, what was Tyson's kryptonite? The jab. Let me know what you think.